Isang mapagpalayang gabi sa ating lahat. Maayong gabi, good evening everyone. Malugod po namin kayong tinatanggap sa aming espesyal na edisyon ng Partners in Law. Ako po si Attorney Mary Grace Hermosa Casano. I am the President of the Cebu Lady Lawyers Association Incorporated, Inc. And I am also the Deputy Director of the Integrated Bar of the Philippines, Cebu City Chapter. With me this evening is a good friend and also the Secretary of the Cebu Lady Lawyers Association Incorporated, Attorney Genevieve T. Dumdum Deparine. Good evening, partner. I'm very excited to have you here tonight.
Good evening, Attorney Grace. Good evening to all our viewers. Hope you are having a lovely night tonight. So first of all, a heartfelt congratulations to you, partner, on your appointment as Deputy Director of the Integrated Bar of the Philippines National Center for Legal Aid. We also celebrate your outstanding leadership, as President of CELIA and Executive Director for Legal Aid of the IBP Cebu City Chapter and Cebu City Justice Zone, where you continue to set the gold standard in legal aid services. So under your directorship for 7 years, partner, IBP Cebu City has consistently delivered multiple award-winning access to justice programs, which we will be discussing tonight, elevating it to the prestigious title of Legal Aid Hall of Fame. Just recently, the chapter and your leadership were special acknowledged no less than the Chief Justice in the National Justice Zone Summit for the Access to Justice programs and honored with the BJMP Best of 2025 Special Award in both the national and regional categories. A truly remarkable achievement, Attorney Grace. So later in this episode, we'll take a closer look at these milestones and dive into CELIA's innovative legal aid programs that continue to make a real difference in the community.
Thank you so much, Paniera. It's really a privilege to serve the Integrated Bar of the Philippines and of course the National Center for Legal Aid and continue our work in IBP Cebu City Chapter and of course the Cebu Lady Lawyers Association. Now talking about those awards that you mentioned, these awards actually reflect our commitment to serve the community, and this is actually a work of an entire dedicated team of lawyers, of volunteers, of staff, and of course they come regularly in our Access to Justice program to serve the community, especially the least, the lost, and the last. Now this is going to be more exciting, Attorney Yenny, right? Because with this is going to be national already with the ongoing Unified Legal Aid Service Rule or ULAS that will be rolled out by the Supreme Court in the Integrated Bar of the Philippines. And I'm very excited to share more about these programs and advocacies as we move on in the later part of this episode.
Now, let's recall that last June, we celebrated the Independence Day and Pride Month, among other observances. And in July, we marked the Judicial Wellbeing Day, the Nelson Mandela Day, and the World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. Now, what do we have for August, Attorney Grace? So this August, we honor Buwan ng Wika, Ninoy Aquino Day, National Heroes Day, and the International Day of the World's Indigenous Peoples. During these months, CELIA organized several activities and initiatives to actively engage our communities and promote awareness around these important celebrations. So sa episode na ito, pagsasamahin natin ang lahat ng ito through Proclamation number 1041 at RA 7104 para sa ating wika.
Tama ka dyan, Paniera, no? So, sabay-sabay po nating gugunitain ang Ninoy Aquino Day at ang mga simbolo po ng ating pagka-Pilipino mula sa ating wika hanggang sa ating pagkanta ng ating pambansang awit, ang mga regional languages natin, at kung ano ang itinakda ng ating batas na RA 8491 or ang Flag and Heraldic Code of the Philippines.
Okay, and tatalakayin din natin ang iba pang mahahalagang legal na issue kung saan nakasalalay ang hustisya sa wika ng bayan.
At sa pagkakataong ito, sisilipin natin ang kahalagahan ng wika at ng ating ibang wika ng ating bansa at mga batas po na nagtataguyod nito at ang papel ng wika sa ating pambansang pagkakakilanlan. Isa sa haligi ng ating pagka-Pilipino ay ang ating wika. Yan ang ating tatalakayin ngayon sa buwan ng wika at celebration ng Partners-in-Law.
Tama ka, partner. At ang buwan ng Agosto ay itinilaga bilang buwan ng wikang pambansa sa bisa ng Proclamation number 1041 na nilagdaan ni dating Pangulong Fidel V. Ramos noong Hulyo 15, 1997. According to this proclamation, ang pagpapahalaga sa isang katutubong wikang pambansa ay pinatunayan ng pagkakaroon ng kaukulang probisyon sa saligang batas ng 1898, 1935, 1973 at 1987.
Tama ka dyan, no, Paniera? At hindi lang basta pagunita sa Pangulong Quezon, na bilang ama natin ng ating wikang pambansa. Ang buwan ng wika ay nagbibigay diin din sa papel ng Filipino at katutubong wika natin bilang tulay sa ating kultura, sa ating lipunan at sa ating pagkakaisa. Ika nga, the buwan ng wika reminds us that our national language is a bridge connecting culture, society, and unity.
Exactly. The value of national language has been recognized throughout history at patuloy nating pinapalaganap ang kahalagahan nito sa ating lipunan.
If you remember, partner, during our elementary years, alam mo no, na isang makulay talaga na pagdiriwang ang buwan ng wika. Kung saan ipinagdiriwang din natin ang ating pambansang wika at mga katutubong wika. And then we have so many activities during these months. Like for example, we have writing contest, poetry recitals at seminars. At muling binibigyan diin din ang kahalagaan ng wika sa ating kultura at lipunan.
That's right. And I remember during my elementary years, I was so excited every August of the year because of the buwan ng wika. So, actually, under Proclamation number 1041, which was issued in 1997, ang layunin nito na ipilaganap ang kahalagahan ng pambansang wika sa komunikasyon, kaisahan at kaunlaran.
That is correct, no, partner? And nandyan din ang ating Republic Act 7104 na nilagdaan noong August 14, 1991. Ito yung nagtatag sa ating tinatawag nating Komisyon ng Wikang Filipino. At ang mandato ng komisyon na ito ng KWF ay actually linangin, paunlarin at ipalaganap ang Filipino bilang wika ng pambansa at iba pang mga katutubong wika natin dito sa Pilipinas.
Precisely, Attorney Grace. And do you know that this is not just on paper? In fact, in CELIA, marami tayong ginawang aktibidad tulad ng workshops, seminars at literacy programs para mas lalo pang maipakita ang kahalagahan ng wika sa access to justice at pambansang pagkakaisa.
Talking about access to justice, partner, isang mahalaga na batas na pinagtibay o nagpapatibay sa wika at inclusivity natin bilang Pilipino ay ang Republic Act 11106. Ano ba ito? This is actually what we call the Filipino Sign Language Act. And this was signed into law last October 30, 2018. Ayon dito, idiniklarang pambansang wika ng mga Pilipinong bingi ang Filipino Sign Language.
Okay, partner. Now, we go to a more interesting topic. So, I have a question. Kung dili makasabot ang akusado sa iyang Miranda rights, pwede ba niya ma-waive?
Okay, Paniera, no? So, when we're talking about our rights, especially mga karapatang pangtao natin, hindi. You know? So, The Supreme Court has already ruled that the rights, ang mga karapatan ng tao should be explained in a language that is understandable by the accused. So, ipapaliwanag dapat ang mga rights natin, ang mga karapatan natin sa wika na naiintindihan ng akusado. Otherwise, panyara, that is what you call also a violation of due process.
Okay, so ang wika is not actually just cultural. It's actually constitutional. It is embedded in the law. So may impact ito sa access sa justice.
Yes, it has an impact to access to justice, Paniera, no? Not only in access to justice, especially also in our judicial and court proceedings. And not only also in our judicial and court proceedings, you will also notice that this has impact also in the way that we contract in our contracts. Maraming Pilipino dyan, pumipirma lang kahit hindi nila naiintindihan kung ano yung pinipirmahan nila sa mga dokumento. Dito papasok ang doctrine of contracts of adhesion na pabor sa consumer kung unclear naman ang terms ng kontrata.
That is why in CELIA, isa sa goals natin ay legal literacy sa wika ng tao para mas maraming Pilipino ang makaintindi at makapaglaban para sa kanilang karapatan.
Okay, so later on, Paniera, we will talk about language in education and nationhood, but we will pause for a break. Partners in Law will be back.
Looking for the best internet deals in Negros Oriental? Field Products Negros is here to bring you fast, reliable, and affordable internet with plans made just for you. For as low as 899 pesos per month, enjoy speeds of 50 Mbps, perfect for streaming, working, or studying from home. Need more speed? No problem. Get 100 Mbps for just 1,199 pesos. 150 Mbps for only 1,499 pesos, or our fastest plan, 400 Mbps for just 2,399 pesos per month. Plus, you can add over 100 cable TV channels to your internet plan for just an additional 100 pesos per month. That's entertainment and lightning fast internet all in one. Enjoy no installation fees and start today with a 1,000 peso customer deposit. Call us now or visit our website to sign up with the Field Products Negros. You get internet that's affordable, reliable, and local. Field Products Negros, bringing you closer, faster. Call us at 0917-631-5240 or visit our website www.fieldproductsnegros.net or our Facebook page, Field Products Dumaguete. Subscribe now.
And we're back in Partners in Law. And here with me is Attorney Mary Grace Hermosa Casano. So let's continue talking about the language in education and nationhood.
Thank you, partner. Now, let's try to connect what we discussed earlier with education. Alam natin ang mother tongue-based multilingual education policy. That if I remember it right, during our law schools, the bar exam is still also in English.
Yes.
English pa rin ang ginagamit natin.
And actually, partner, do you know that in other countries like France and Japan, they use their own language in the courts of law. Sa atin, nagsisimula pa lang ang efforts tulad ng pagsasali ng mga batas sa Filipino ng KWF or sa Komisyon ng Wikang Filipino.
That's right, partner. No? So, we are still starting. We're really moving towards inclusivity. And even talking about inclusivity, we have the Republic Act 11106, no? And this is actually, as mentioned earlier, this talks about inclusivity as a language right natin. So sa CELIA, pinapakita din natin ito sa ating mga legal aid clinics, sa ating mga community seminars at mga outreach program para ipalaganap ang wika bilang tulay ng pambansang pagkakaisa at access to justice.
Okay, partner, let's talk about the issue of singing the Philippine national anthem in regional languages. Actually, nakadungog ko sa news na some of our local leaders are pushing the law nga mo kanta ta og Philippine anthem in our respective regional languages. So, this is a pertinent issue in the rendition of our national anthem. While RA 8491 mandates the anthem to be sung in Filipino, there have been instances where it was performed in regional languages. So, valid ba ni? Is this correct, partner?
Attorney, and I also observed that, and in fact, I also heard the news. I've seen the news. I've also commented in the news. And the answer as of now, no, based on our law, is a categorical no. So, because this is how it is, Attorney Yenny, our Philippine flag, it's not just about being a cloth, a tela, or kulay, in the same way that when we talk of our national anthem. When we talk of our national anthem, it's not just also a composition. It is history, it is identity, and it is our pride as a nation. So, why is the answer no? It is because it's stated under Republic Act 8491. So, under Republic Act 8491, it mandates that the anthem, the Philippine national anthem, has to be sung in Filipino. And in that, dapat talaga sundin natin ang mga protocol, Attorney Yenny, no? Halimbawa, our national anthem is what we call Lupang Hinirang. And it says there, dapat kantahin in Filipino. That is why yung lyrics niya is really in Filipino. And then, when it is also being rendered, when it is being sung, when it is being played, it shall follow also the musical arrangement and the composition of Julian Felipe.
Thank you, Attorney Grace. So, timanin ninyo, ladies and gentlemen, that dili pwede mabag-o ang wika of the Philippine National Anthem for now in accordance with RA 8491. So, tell me, Attorney Grace, ano ba ang tamang tempo at pagkanta?
So, if you notice also, Attorney Yenny, when we see mga boxing events outside the country, di ba, the Philippine National Anthem is sung, and they would invite artists to sing. Some of them render it in their own version, but actually they were called out also, no, by the National Historical Commission of the Philippines. Why? Because the proper tempo is 2/4 at 100 metronome. And the anthem should not last more than 53 seconds. So, no add-ons and no tempo changes talaga.
So, Attorney Grace, what will happen if we don't follow that rule? So, are there any penalties involved?
Yes, actually, RA 8491 also imposes the sanctions, and it's stated clearly in Section 39 of RA 8491, where it states there that all officials, employees, and institutions, no, pati na rin ang mga citizens of the Philippines should follow, and non-compliance may result also in administrative discipline.
Ay, buti na lang, partner. Kasi kung hindi, baka mag-ala Celine Dion tayo. Sample nga?
Wag na.
Pero seryoso, respecting the anthem and the flag is a matter of national pride, legal compliance, and teaching patriotism, not just ceremonial performance.
Yeah, but let me be clear about this, Attorney Yenio. While I understand that's true, that these performances or singing of the national anthem in regional languages also reflect naman our rich linguistic diversity as a nation. And we encourage that. However, we need to strike a balance. We need to balance also our cultural expression with adherence also to our legal standards to maintain national unity and, of course, respect for our national symbols.
Precisely. And what I just said earlier, this is not just ceremonial. So, we need to teach the value of patriotism in the courts as well and in our everyday lives.
So, ngayon, we will go to another topic, which is the importance of our national language in our national identity, ang kahalagahan ng wika sa pambansang pagkakakilanlan natin.
So, Attorney Grace, ang wika ay hindi lamang isang kasangkapan sa komunikasyon. Ito ay isang buhay na dokumento ng ating kasaysayan, kultura at identidad bilang isang bansa. Sa bawat salita, may kasaysayan, sa bawat pangungusap, may kultura, at sa bawat talumpati, may pagkakakilanlan.
Tama ka, partner, no? At sa pamamagitan ng pagpapahalaga natin sa paggamit ng ating mga wika, pinapakita rin natin ang pagmamahal natin sa ating kultura at ating bansa. Ang wika, sabi ko nga, ito ay tulay na nag-uugnay sa atin. Isang salamin ng ating nakaraan at isang gabay sa ating hinaharap.
So, Attorney Grace, what we mentioned earlier in this segment, this August, we are not just celebrating Buwan ng Wika. We are also celebrating the Ninoy Aquino Day this coming August 21 bilang pag-alala sa kabayanihan ni dating Senador Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr.
Tama yan, Attorney Nino, and his life, the life of Ninoy Aquino, inspires us to fight and protect rights and liberties. And when we talk also about fighting for rights and protecting liberties, this naturally leads us to the discussion of access to justice, no? And how legal aid empowers our communities, how we as lawyers can be representatives and also movers of justice in our country through the Unified Legal Aid Service. And CELIA, as well as IBP Cebu City Chapter and the entire Integrated Bar of the Philippines is part of this movement.
Yes, and I am proud to say, Attorney Grace, that through your leadership in CELIA and IBP Cebu City, and now the National Center for Legal Aid, you've operationalized several programs like Humanity Behind Bars, the Integrated Jail Decongestion and Management, Clinical Legal Education Academy, Operation Tabang, and Weekly Access to Justice One-Stop Shop Legal, developmental, humanitarian, medical, and psychosocial caravans like the Cebu City Cares One-Stop Shop Service Caravans. Can you tell us more about these caravans, Attorney Grace?
Okay, so we're talking about the Access to Justice Caravans, Attorney Yanino. So we've been doing this for more than 7 years now. Not 70 years, ang tagal naman nun. So 7 years. And we started, I think, with a term of Mayor Michael Rama because we partner with the Cebu City government, no, to bring access to justice closer to the Cebu City residents. So we started with his City Hall at your doorstep, and we were part of it. And then it was continued also by the next mayor, Mayor Raymond Garcia. That was City Hall in action. And now we are continuing it under the new leadership of Mayor Nestor Archival, which is actually the Cebu City Cares program. Now, what is this Cebu City Cares program? No, it's actually the same as the previous caravan. We bring access to justice to more than 80 barangays in Cebu City. And with this, we bring a womb-to-tomb service, Attorney Annie.
And all these programs, Attorney Grace, are in fact aligned with JSCC and SPJI priorities, from reducing jail congestion, strengthening rehabilitation and reintegration, to ensuring gender equality and social inclusion. So, I am interested in this jail congestion, Attorney Grace. Can you tell me more about it?
Okay, now, Attorney Annie, let me talk, when we talk about jail congestion, and the entire jail problems in our jail facility. Let's go back years ago during the pandemic. Now, during the pandemic, we were moving to a digital platform. As you know, we were in lockdown, no? So nobody can go out. And of course, those in the jail facility, all the more that they cannot go out. Now, as we move to a digital platform, especially in our justice system, naiwan ang sa jail. Why was that so? Because our jail facility was not prepared for it. It was not prepared for it. They did not even have laptops. They did not have the digital equipment. So what happened was that we were also in the drug war. And so many arrests every day, more than 500 probably. And then 100 PDL coming into the jail facility every month. Now, this is the statistics that will just give you an idea. The jail facility was built for 530 PDL. Imagine that. But then, during the time of the pandemic, it reached to about 6,000 PDL with a congestion rate of 1,400% at the Cebu City Jail male dormitory. And then we have a congestion rate of 414% at the female dormitory. Now, this is not allowed under international standards, Paniera, no? Because we have the United Nations minimum standard rules for the treatment of our prisoners. And this is really, really far exceeding the capacity of the jail. So then, naisip namin that if we will continue, and this will continue, the jail facility will eventually collapse. So that is why we created numerous programs. That is why it's called Humanity Behind Bars Integrated Jail Decongestion and Management Program. Now, when we will be back, Attorney Yenny, we will discuss one by one what are the programs and the components of the Humanity Behind Bars program. Partners in Law will be back.
Discover the beauty of the Philippines. With Philippine Airlines, the country's flag carrier. The airline that lets you feel the warmth of the nation. Mabuhay!
Sorry ma'am, na-late ko. Nangita pa mong gusto para internet sa kong anak ma'am.
Ay, wala na yung problema. Pag sinisibo.
Sinisibo, Sinisibo,
for your internet connection.
and for the signal of your cable TV.
So fast and straight, the transmission to your home.
Sinisibo.
Sinisibo, Sinisibo,
Offers you to have fiber optics.
for your viewing experience, perfect and clear so fast.
So great and affordable for you to enjoy.
Sinisibo,
Cebu Television Network Incorporated offers fiber to the home broadband internet bundled with fiber to the home cable TV connection. Cebu Television Network Incorporated with its operation in Metro Cebu and the whole province of Cebu soon.
And affordable for you to enjoy.
Sinisibo.
Okay, so we are back, Paniera, and as I mentioned earlier, we will discuss about the Humanity Behind Bars program namin, no? So our Humanity Behind Bars program, humbly, has been a multi-awarded program, no, of the Integrated Bar of the Philippines, most outstanding legal aid program. It was also awarded as the best jail decongestion program in the Philippines. It's also a gold standard program of the Justice Sector Coordinating Council, and at the same time also it's a multi-recipient of the BJMP Gawad Penologia Awards, and of course the Service Awards. So why did it receive that much recognition? It's because of the consistency of the program, the sustainability of the program, and the collaboration that we were able to make through the program. So the program itself, we started with furnishing the jail facility, equipping it with digital infrastructure. So we made a video conferencing hearing room that makes hearings more convenient and accessible. We also built so much in the facility, Attorney Yan, with the support of our partners in the community and in the business sector. We were able to build alternative learning classrooms. We were also able to build an infirmary recently. So we opened the Tanglao Lahi Infirmary at the Cebu City Jail Male Dormitory. We also created 3 libraries, so that they can study and then they can accumulate good conduct time allowance through study. Then we also built visitation areas so that families can visit, and this also serves as multi-purpose halls where we can conduct legal aid or humanitarian activities. We built sunning areas and so many things in the jail facility. We also made sure that legal aid services is provided through our Oplan Bilislaya. I also developed this system, Attorney Yan, which is called the PDL Data Management System. The system actually monitors the status of our PDL's cases. And with that, we can extract the data, and after extracting the data, channel it also to the concerned justice sector for proper intervention. And while they are in the facility, we really support the aftercare program through our project Bagong Buhay. So we have there our livelihood trainings, medical missions, capacity building. So we have so many paralegals, attorney, that we were able to train. And these are not only jail officer paralegals, these are also PDL paralegal. And in fact, when we have the competency training, would you believe it, the one who topped the competency training was a PDL. So this training is actually the same training that our law students undergo. So that is the concept of humanity behind bars. We are trying to put the 2 purposes of our justice system, Attorney Yenny. You remember we have our punitive purpose, the retributive purpose of the justice system. We punish them because they made mistake, they committed offenses. But ultimately, that's not the purpose of the justice system, and we know that. So we want to reform them. We want to reintegrate them back to the community.
Wow, that's so amazing, Attorney Grace. Talk about efficiency and adopting with the times. So, kana siya very difficult but doable. As long as you have passion and love for service, everything is possible, I believe.
That's
so,
true.
Yeah. And by integrating legal education, rehabilitation, and aftercare, we address systemic issues, empower the PDLs, and uphold their rights while aligning with national directives. Can you tell us a little bit more about PDL data management system?
Yes, as I mentioned, Attorney Ian, I noticed this is the scenario. Every time lawyers come to the jail facility, they will just talk to the PDL. But then I was observing that before, and ultimately, I thought, what happens after they've collected the data? How are these processed, And how are these relayed to the concerned justice sector? Because if you remember, and if you analyze it, 90% of the PDL, 87 to 90% of the PDL, Attorney Yan, are actually represented by the Public Attorney's Office. Now, what does it mean for us lawyers? Under our Code of Professional Responsibility and Accountability, we are not supposed to intervene in the case when it is already being handled by the Public Attorney's Office. So, but there are also cases na medyo because of the load of cases of the PAO and the other lawyers, private lawyers, nakakalimutan. Or there are also instances that the PDL are actually overstaying already in the facility. So we do the intake through the system, and the system allows us to flag, allows us to also extract this data, channel it, and then they can actually comment on it. The court, the prosecution, the public attorneys, they can comment on the concerns that was raised, and then right then and there, we get to deliver real-time and responsive justice to the PDL.
So from 2023 to 2025, there are several programs that you implemented for the jails alone. Unbelievable, Attorney Grace. Let me just enumerate some of them, okay? So there were 490 legal aid activities, 1.89 million services rendered. And these are the following: 1,932 PDLs released, reduction of jail congestion from 1,400% to 719%, and from 414% to 192%, CCJ male and female respectively, 1,155 PDLs assisted by law students, 540 PDL paralegals, and 200 jail officers trained, worth 5.5 million pesos of donations mobilized. Giunsa man ni ninyo?
Well, Attorney Yen, we have very, very limited funds. Would you believe it? We only have 12,500 pesos a month, and we are able to deliver millions of quantifiable output every month through the Cebu Lady Lawyers Association, the Integrated Bar of the Philippines. And we're able to do that by collaborating with so many partners. No, okay, I cannot name now because there are so many of them. But we always believe that when you will it, you can deliver it and you can do it. And these numbers, those are just some of the numbers. That is just for the jail decongestion program, which is the Humanity Behind Bars program. That does not include our regular every Friday Access to Justice Caravan, where we also deliver services to not less than 300 to 1,500 beneficiaries every caravan, availing of multiple services, Attorney Yenny. But how are we able to do this? These numbers, Mangod Attorney Yenny, will just show that justice is not just about the law. No, it's all about collaboration, having an effective, community-centered, and measurable action. And then through CELIA, and of course through the Integrated Bar of the Philippines, we turn actually the legal principles into tangible impact to our community.
So, in conclusion, the celebration of Buwan ng Wika serves as a reminder of the pivotal role language plays in our national identity. The laws we've discussed today with Attorney Grace underscore the importance of preserving and respecting our languages and symbols. Let us continue to honor our heritage by promoting linguistic diversity, upholding our national symbols, and fostering a sense of unity and pride in our shared identity.
Thank you, Attorney Yenny. So, muli po, ito po si Attorney Mary Grace Hermosa Casano. Kasama po si Attorney Genevieve Dumdum de Perine. Partner, thank you so much, partner. Ang buong puwersa po ng Cebu Lady Lawyers Association, the Integrated Bar of the Philippines, the Cebu Catholic Television Network, naglilingkod po sa puso, sa diwa, sa gawa para sa Diyos, sa bayan, at sa pamilyang Pilipino.
Mabuhay ang wikang Filipino at lahat ng wikang Filipino.
Mabuhay po ang Republika ng Pilipinas, mabuhay ang sambayanang Pilipino. Syukran.